So this is one of the 3 leg workouts I do throughout the week. I'm starting with the hip hinge. I put my feet about shoulder width apart and I have my feet pointed slightly outward or straight. As you can see here, the driving force is from the hip. I do a little bit of a squat to go a little bit deeper in this, but generally you don't even have to go as deep as I am. You can see my knees bend a bit. If you'd like, you could even prevent that entirely and just do it straight from the hip. Your butt should poke back a little bit though, as you can see. And that way, the driving force is from the hips. It's activating your glutes heavily, and you don't want your back rounded. You can see I have a neutral spine throughout this. When you come up, if you like, you could roll your shoulders a little bit to get your back activated. But since it's a leg workout, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. This is definitely an important workout. You could also do deadlifts, or you could perform this with a barbell. It's the same thing. As with most of my workouts, I try to do usually 2 warm ups for this workout and 3 working sets. And on the working sets, you really want to push it. Since it's a high volume workout, like many of the leg workouts I do are, you might be going upwards of 20, 30, 40, even 50 reps depending on the workout and your weight that you have available. The next one we're going to be performing here is a very close leg squat. As you can see, I still allow my hips to open and my knees are going outward. They're following the track of my feet. As you can see, it's going right same direction that my feet are. And what I like about this workout in particular is that I'm working the inner teardrop portion of my quad, the vestis medialis. As long as your knees are tracking over your feet, and you're pushing and kind of holding at that, you see as I go down really slowly. You'll work it really well this way. Other than that, it still hits all the other parts of your quads and your glutes as well. It might be hard at first if you don't have the best ankle mobility, but as you work on it more, you'll get better and better. This is another one where I'm performing a very high volume. And since my hinge got my body warmed up pretty well, sometimes I'll even just do one warm up set on my secondary compound workout. As you can see, my back does, like my shoulders do lower as I go down. I can't keep my chest as proud as I would with a general squat workout. It's just the nature of the movement. But as long as your lower back is feeling fine, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. And you don't need to go as deep as a general squat. You can see I'm not even hitting that, or maybe just barely hitting that 90 degrees between my calf and my quad. You really want to push yourself, especially on these compound workouts. Like I said, I don't have much weight, so I make the most of out of it with volume. I find with leg day, volume isn't the worst thing. You can go heavy rep and set count to compensate a bit for the weight, and I find that works pretty well. As we get into the end, I end up performing a little bit of a hold in the last couple ones, especially this one. Yeah, just to get that extra little bit out of it. Now we're going to the hamstring pulls. If your machine allows for it, you could do single legs as well. Because later on we'll be going to a superset where we're performing double legs again on it. But you set yourself up. As you're going, you want to keep tension on it. So as you can see, I don't go all the way down. You could go a little bit further, but I am going a little bit on the heavier side here. So I don't go all the way down, especially though just to keep the tension on it and keep my form correct. As you're going up, you can really squeeze at the end and do an extra little pull at the end there and try and get the full stretch relatively full stretch of the workout. Now the next workout we're performing after that, and with all these, you know, 1, 2 warm up possibly. We're pretty far into the workout now, so it's up to you. And then I usually do 3 working. So now we're doing quad extensions. I generally just go where I feel most comfortable, where my hip placement is. So my feet are just slightly pointed outwards. But as I'm going up, I'm really holding and squeezing at the end on this one. Because really, as far as this workout goes, there's no other workouts where you're really keeping tension on your quads at the end of the workout like this. Squats and stuff, you don't have tension upwards like you would in this workout. So I find you really get a good hit on it. Now we're gonna be going into our. Oh, sorry. So I've already started my superset here. So I did my hamstring pull. Now I'm going into my superset. So what I'm doing is I'm starting with the quads there, and then I'm doing my superset immediately. Superset with the hamstring pull immediately after. And I'll do usually 1 warm up and 3 working on this workout. Some people like to perform supersets where they'll do 1 workout and then another workout immediately after, or as close to it as they could, like 10, 15 seconds. And then they'll take a minute or 2 break and then jump into the next superset. Generally, when I perform them, though, I'll just keep going. So, you know, anywhere from 10 seconds to maybe 30 seconds max in between each lift. And I just keep going and really get my heart rate elevated and kind of bridge the gap between anaerobic and aerobic workout. Get a good sweat going. In this one, I'm going to show you. So, yeah, right after we're going into calves. And I just do it on the stairs, different variations each day. Right now, I got my feet close together. And what you're going to want to do is imagine you're squeezing something between your heels as you're going up and keep those pushed together the whole time. Working out your calves in different ways like this. I do one where my heels are pointed more outwards, and then I'll do a single leg as well. And that way you're ensuring that you're hitting all heads of your gastrocnemius or the back of your calves. Very important workout to perform if you want to have good body composition, especially if you're a tall guy and have long legs like I do. You can't neglect them. I find this is my favorite. I've tried doing it with weights, standing, and this is definitely just doing it on the stairs in different variations. As far as a home workout goes, is works best for me. Yeah, so this leg day, I would perform it. I would perform it a little bit of ways from your back day, just because you're starting with that hip hinge, which is a pull movement. But otherwise, you can do it next to any of your upper body's days, and it shouldn't give you an issue. Hope you guys enjoy the video.